Hi, I'm Francis Schott, and I'm speaking to you from the bar of one of my restaurants, Catherine Lombardi in New Brunswick, New Jersey. I also have Stage Left Steak with my partners here in New Brunswick. We are in shutdown right now, but I'm here to make you a cocktail. For those of you who have not tuned into our cocktails before, I am making this cocktail specifically for an event I'm speaking at on Friday called the New York New Belfast Conference. The New York New Belfast Conference happens as part of a larger cooperation between New York and the New York area and the city of Belfast in Ireland, and I've been very involved in that relationship for a long time. I'm going to tell you that one of the things that I do there is, among other things, I am the cocktail guy, right? So I often make a cocktail for these transatlantic events, and I must tell you they're way more fun when I'm either in Belfast or New York, or here. We've had one of the events here. But for this event, we're going to do a cocktail and we're going to close with a toast, as we often do. And everyone's going to be making this cocktail in their home or their office or wherever they are. So I was charged with coming up with finding a very simple cocktail. And I have found what I think is the simplest cocktail I have ever come across. And I'm going to share it with you and show you how to make it right now. And so whether you're coming to this conference or not, you should look it up. It was invented by a guy named Simon Difford in 2005. Simon is a drinks writer from London, whom I met on several occasions. He's a fantastic guy, and I'll put him in the links here, and you can check him out. He's got a great cocktail app and some great publications that you should really look into. And I wanted to use a drink that was out of the Moet Hennessy USA portfolio, because our friend Jim Clerkin is a favorite son of Ireland who heads up Moet Hennessy here in the United States, and is always a big supporter of all these this transatlantic cooperation. So I looked to the Sidecar, and I thought, well, what more simple than a Sidecar, which is cognac. I would use Hennessy VS or Hennessy VSOP even, Cointreau, lemon juice, classic drink, and served in a glass with a sugared rim, beautiful simple drink. But as I look into it, I found the version that Simon had come up with in 2005 when he realized that Grand Marnier, what is Grand Marnier? Well, it is an orange liqueur, much like Curacao, and mixed with a brandy, with an aged brandy. So it's basically a sidecar, a very high-end sidecar in a bottle. And so what he came up with was the idea of basically a one-ingredient cocktail, or at least a one-liquor cocktail. And it's 2 ounces of Grand Marnier, 1 ounce of lemon juice, shake it up, double strain it, and you're done. And I thought, well, that's too good to be true, until I made it. So here I'm going to show you. It almost doesn't bear a video. I could just write it in text, and it's hard to get it wrong. So here we have the Grand Marnier. I'm going to take my glass. First of all, I use a nice little cocktail glass like this. And to sugar the rim, what you do is you basically take a lemon wedge and you run it over the outside like that. And then on the outside only, I dip it in sugar. So the sugar sticks to the lemon juice on the side of the glass, and there I have a lovely festive glass. And then in my cocktail tin, I'm going to take 2 ounces of Grand Marnier, 2 ounces of Grand Marnier, and some clapping going on in the background, and simply 1 ounce of lemon juice. I know, too good to be true, right? I've been doing cocktails for 30 years, and I've never come across anything quite as simple as this. So that, a good amount of ice. You need to have a nice shaker with a solid seal. The seal's a mammal, you know. It's a terrible joke, I know. So, and when you shake it, don't mess around, like really shake it. Like it should sound like this. See how the outside of the tin is frosting up? Making things nice and cold. You're also getting the right amount of dilution. You're also getting a little bit of aeration in there. And then if you want to be fancy, now you don't have to do this, of course. If you want to be fancy, you can double strain it. So here I have my Hawthorne strainer, which is a regular cocktail strainer. This is a fine strainer. And if you double pour it through a fine strainer like this, what you wind up with is that fine strainer catches all those little icebergy particles, which a lot of people think are fun, but they actually interfere with the texture of the cocktail. So there I have the Grand Sidecar, is what it was called, by Simon Difford, 2005. You can use that as a garnish. I don't care for a garnish in this particular drink, but you can also use a The Sidecar garnish, classic garnish, would be an orange twist. I think it's a fantastic cocktail. It's got a lovely texture. It's a one ingredient cocktail. It's the most simple thing you can make. You probably have it in your house, and I suggest you try it. So, to the great relationship between Ireland and the United States, and specifically New York and Belfast, and I hope you celebrate this at home. Stunning. Just stunning. Cheers. Sláinte.